Hi everyone, it's Miss Sarah from the Daly City Public Library. Thanks for joining us for another episode of our Reckon Reading. Today I'll be reading Bunny Slopes by Claudia Rueda. Hello? Oh, it's just you. Want to join me for a ski day? But where's all the snow? Maybe we can make some snow. Could you please shake the book? Shake the book a little bit. That's better. But could you shake the book much harder? Shake, 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 shake. That might have been a little too much. Can you tap, tap, tap the top of the book? That should pack down the snow. We'll tap, tap, tap. See if it goes down. Perfect. Thank you. Now maybe you can help me go downhill. Could you tilt the book to your right? I'm gonna tilt the book just a little. That's not exactly downhill. Maybe you could tilt the book a bit more. So we'll tilt it down as far as we can. Carrots, what fun! Thank you. Yikes. Quick, turn the book. Okay, we're gonna turn the book. Flip the page. Okay, would you turn the book right side up? Then flip the page. Thanks. Really, I'm fine. Let's try that cliff again. Would you tilt the book to your right? I'll need some speed. I'm gonna tilt it again. Perfect. Get ready to jump. Zowie! Easy as carrot cake. Here he goes. A hole? No problem. Just gonna jump that hole. Ha! I told you. Ah, there's another one. Oops. Oh, hi, Mom. Time to warm up after a long day on the slopes. This one is for you. The end.
Hi Reckon Reading, my name is Cherry and today we're going to be making a snow globe. So for your supplies today you'll need a mason jar, some fake snow, a brown pipe cleaner, green pipe cleaner, some colored pony beads, white pom-poms in different sizes, black and orange mini pom-poms, a Sharpie, pair of scissors, and a hot glue gun. Our first step is to make a tree, and in order to do that, you're going to get your green pipe cleaner and wrap it around the Sharpie, and then remove it from the Sharpie and shape it into a cone. Next, you're going to add the beads to make it look like ornaments. After you do that, you're going to make your snowman. First glue the white pom-poms together and then cut the brown pipe cleaner to make the arms and use the orange and black pom-poms for the nose and the buttons. Now you're going to glue your snowman and your holiday tree onto the lid of the mason jar. Your last step is to put the snow in the mason jar and then secure your lid onto the jar. And that's how you make your snow globe. Thanks for watching.
Bear Snores On by Karma Wilson, illustrations by Jane Chapman. In a cave in the woods, in his deep dark lair, through the long cold winter, sleeps a great brown bear. Cuddled in a heap with his eyes shut tight, he sleeps through the day, he sleeps through the night. The cold wind howls and the night sounds growl, but the bear snores on. An itty bitty mouse, pitter pat tiptoe, creep crawls in the cave from the fluff and the snow. The mouse squeaks, too damp, too dank, too dark. So he lights wee twigs with a small hot spark. The coals pip pop and the wind doesn't stop, but the bear snores on. Two glowing eyes sneak peek in the den. Mouse cries, who's there? And a hare hops in. Ho, mouse, says hare, long time no see. So they pop white corn and they brew black tea. Mouse sips wee slurps, hare burps big burps, but the bear snores on. A badger scuttles by, snuffs at the air. I smell yummy yums, perhaps we can share. I brought honey nuts, badger says with a grin. Let's dive. I brought honey nuts, badger says with a grin. Let's divvy them up, cozy down and dig in. And they nibble and they munch with a chew chomp crunch, but the bear snores on. A gopher and a mole tunnel up through the floor, then a wren and a raven flutter through the door. Mole mutters, what a night! What a storm, twitters wren, and everybody clutters in the great bear's den. They tweet and they twitter, they chat and they chitter, but the bear snores on. In a cave in the woods, a slumbering bear sleeps through the party in his very own lair. Hare stokes the fire, mouse seasons the stew, then a small black pepper makes the bear achoo! He blows and he sneezes, and the whole crowd freezes. And the bear wakes up. Bear gnarls and he snarls. Bear roars and he rumbles. Bear jumps, then he stomps. Bear growls and he grumbles. You've snuck into my lair, and you've all had fun, but me, I was sleeping, and I've had none. He whimpers and he moans, he wails and he groans, and the bear blubbers on. Mouse squeaks, don't fret, don't fuss, look, see, we can pop more corn, we can brew more tea. Bear gulps, bear gobbles, he sighs with delight, then he spins tall tales through the blustery night. When the sun peeks up and the crisp clear dawn, bear can't sleep, but his friends snore on. And that, my friends, is the story of the bear snores on.
So next we're going to do 5 little snowmen. So if you don't have snowmen like I do, you can put up your 5 fingers, and this is just like 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed, but we're gonna do 5 little snowmen jumping on a sled. All right, so it goes 5 little snowmen jumping on a sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more snowmen jumping on the sled. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 snowmen. So we're gonna do 4 little snowmen jumping on the sled. One fell off and bumped her head. Frosty called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more snowmen jumping on the sled. So now there's 1, 2, 3 snowmen left. 3 little snowmen jumping on the sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor, and the doctor said, No more snowmen jumping on the sled. Now there's 2 left. So 2 little snowmen jumping on the sled. One fell off and bumped her head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, no more snowmen jumping on the sled. So now there's only 1 more. One little snowman jumping on a sled. He fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, no more snowmen jumping on the sled. The end, they all fell off. Hooray. Thanks for joining us today.
In a cave in the woods, in his deep dark hair, through the long cold winter, sleeps a great brown bear. Hey record readers, it's me Zetz, and today we're going to be making tomato soup and grilled cheese inspired by this book, Bear Snores On by Karma Wilson. Let's make a mess. So, for this recipe, we're making 2 things. We're going to be making tomato soup, and then we're going to be making a grilled cheese. For the tomato soup, which is going to be a garden tomato, we're going to be using small baby bell peppers, some carrots, a bunch of cherry tomatoes, some garlic, an onion. We'll be adding some cream cheese and milk, and then salt and pepper to taste. Also using vegetable broth. For our grilled cheese sandwich, we're going to TikTok it. We're going to try cooking a grilled cheese in an air fryer, but we're going to use Texas toast and 4 cheese. Oh, and this apple isn't in it. It was a snack. I accidentally left it on the table, but more on that later. Starting to change color and become translucent. When it's fully translucent and nice and soft, we're gonna go add the carrots and the tomato, and then start adding our broth. Bring it to a boil, add a little seasoning, and then it's just wait. So, in the wintertime, on every New Year's Day, I used to have a grilled cheese and tomato soup party. And I had a recipe that I would make the tomato soup from scratch, taking the tomatoes, and cooking it down, and then I started playing with it and adding other vegetables to bring out the flavor. So this is a super close to one of my favorite recipes. The bell pepper will give it a little bit of sweet heat, and it won't be super spicy, but you'll still taste the bell pepper. The carrot will give it a little tang, as well as a lot more sweetness. And by using the cherry tomatoes, which are naturally more sweet, it becomes a totally different flavor. Otherwise, I would use Roma tomatoes or even canned tomatoes. You could de-peel, but I'm not going to de-peel a bunch of cherry tomatoes and be here all day. So we're going to do the whole thing, and that's that. Achoo! Got a little pepper. Instead of adding more regular salt to this, because it does need some salt, I'm going to be adding celery salt since I'm not adding any celery. I know that looks like a lot, but it isn't. Once your carrots are nice and soft, it's time to go to the next step. You want them to be soft enough that they'll just totally squish. We're going to use an immersion blender, but if you want to use a regular blender, you can. Just make sure you vent it to let the air out. This blender is one of my favorite blenders to use because then I can do it in the pot and then move back into my recipe instead of having to go back and forth, back and forth. Now that it's blended, this one is a little chunky. If you want it less chunky, you can use a strainer and cheesecloth and get all the seeds and all the other goodness out. I like it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't matter to me. I enjoy it. Next, I'm going to be adding 2 bricks of cream cheese because of the size pot I have. It needs 2. And then some whole milk or heavy cream. I only had whole milk, so I'm going to use that. All right? Okay, so our tomato soup is almost ready. let's start making our grilled cheese sandwich. I'm gonna use Texas toast. Put it in your air fryer. I'm making one for me and one for my friend Chris over here, who's the guy who does all the filming for all these Reckon readings. Even though he smells funny, he's a good guy. I made that up. Put it in the air fryer, 370 degrees for 3 minutes. You can use any kind of cheese you like. It could be your favorite flavor, or if your kid's a picky eater, use whatever kind of thing your kid likes. It's not a grilled cheese for me sometimes, if it doesn't have Velveeta on it. I know Velveeta is probably plastic and people don't like it. I love Velveeta on grilled cheeses. So this is gonna be the inside of our grilled cheese, okay? So we're gonna put our stack of cheese, hope you're not lactose intolerant, on there, and then put the other side up. We're gonna put it back in for 5 minutes now. Grrr. Oh, look at that. Hot. Make sure to use appropriate kitchen handling skills. We're in a new kitchen, and I don't have a pair of tongs yet. Flipped it over, 3 more minutes. All right, here you go. Listen to that. Chew! Oh, excuse me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here you have it. Perfect dish to add with your friends, to bring in the new year or on a cold winter's day. I got some goldfish. I'm gonna put them on as floaties. Floaties are anything you add to it so it sits on the top. Oh, that's tasty. That was nice. Now the bell pepper part, you can add in or take out to your liking. But that's it. That's my tomato soup and my air fryer grilled cheese. All right, everybody. Happy holidays, happy winter, happy New Year's, and until next time, make sure to stay safe and